Solving quadratic equations by completing the square. Now here are the four corners of the square that I'm going to complete. But let us look at a general way of solving this equation, and then we're going to look at specific examples using some numbers. Suppose we have a general expression or a general equation. Say x plus h squared. What is that? If you multiply it out, you're going to get x plus h multiplied by x plus h equals, it's going to be x squared plus hx plus hx plus h squared. So you have x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. Now, let's put it up here. This is a general expression where h is a number. So you have x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. Now what do these mean? Here you have x squared. X squared is the area of a square with sides x. Now we have that square down here. Let me move it up because I want to have that square filled in. Now this part is going to fill, let's say, that corner there. Well, not really fill, but we're shading all of the square, we're building the square. It's not complete yet. Now, what is h? H is a number here. Now, we have this rectangle. With this rectangle here, the width is our 2h. It is 2h wide. By the way, this square, I said it, but I didn't label it. The width of this square is x. The height of this square is also x. So we go up. This is the height. Nice. Now back to the rectangle here. The width of the rectangle is 2h. The height of the rectangle is x. It is x high. You see that? Now this is 2h. But the thing is, if I move this rectangle here, it will be too large. What I need to do is cut the rectangle in two halves. And what happens here is that half of it would fit. Half of this rectangle would fit within this area here, and the other half would fit in this area. So I already cut the rectangle into these two other rectangles. These are the two rectangles. This is one. Now, this other rectangle, it was 2h wide. So this rectangle now, let me just fit this thing in here. This rectangle is now half of 2h, which is h wide, and it is x high. So the height of that rectangle is the same as the black square here. The other rectangle should fit at the bottom here, but what I will need to do is turn it. Let me turn it. I turn it and put down here. Good. Now you see that my square is filling up. But what is the height of this rectangle? It is h. Remember, it was 2h. It was 2h first. I cut this rectangle in two and I got these two parts. Right? This rectangle, I cut it down. It was 2h wide. Now it's h and h. So I cut it in two rectangles. One here, which is h wide. The other here is h wide. Of course, the x remains. So the width is x. It is x wide. Now let's look up here. I'm filling in this square, but it's not yet completed. I have x squared, which is the square here, plus 2hx, which is hx. Remember, the area of this square is x squared. X multiplied by x is given x squared. The area of this rectangle is hx. H multiplied by x gives you hx. The area of this rectangle is hx. H multiplied by x, which is hx. But then, look at this. I have this area here to be filled. It needs to be filled. This means that what we have is not a perfect square. It is not a complete square, because this is missing. How do we complete the square? What we do is add this part. Right? Remember, we already saw that we had these two parts completed, which consisted of, it was a square, two rectangles. The x represent a square. These represent two rectangles. But then this will be a smaller square. Now, where is that smaller square? I had already drawn it, and it is right here, and I put it right here. Now, notice this square is now complete. What I have, this height is h, and this width of this square is also h. So the area of this square is h times h, which is h squared. It is h squared. You see that? X squared plus 2hx plus h squared. 2hx is hx and hx. Now the area of this rectangle, of this square, is x squared plus hx plus hx plus h squared. So therefore, we have completed the square. It's now formed a perfect square. We have this, which is x squared. So this area is x squared plus hx plus hx plus h squared. So here, x squared plus 2hx plus h squared. Remember now, this square has the x squared. These two come together to get the 2hx, and this square at the corner here, at the bottom right hand corner, is the h squared. Now that means anytime we have x squared plus a number, x plus another number, or x squared, let me say that again. Anytime we have x squared plus a number x, to complete the square, what we must do is half the coefficient of x, the number that multiplies x, right here. We half it and then square it and add it to here. Let us look at some specific examples in our next video.